Everybody, welcome to my channel, Be Free Now with Maria. So today I want to ask the question, what are we really angry about? And what we're really angry about is that we're not taking action and there are things that we can control. And by things that we can control, I'm referring to, right, there are breakups, losses, illnesses, other people's choices, and things like that, right, that we have no control over, that makes us feel angry because we don't have any control over it. But we can manage our emotions and we can change the way we are perceiving something, right? And the other thing is, right, so in other words, we can take different action. And the other thing about action that I want to say is that action, right, when we're not taking action in the direction that we want to, it's going to leave us feeling angry. Because let's say we're in a relationship that we don't want to be in, but we stay, we're going to feel angry. We're in a job that we don't like and we stay and we're going to feel angry. So of course, sometimes it makes sense to stay because we have to pay our bills. But if we stay and don't make an exit plan, right? The exit plan is the light at the end of the tunnel. If we don't have that light at the end of the tunnel, then we're going to feel angry. And if, let's say, someone is treating us in a certain way and we don't like it, but we don't speak up, right? Then we're going to feel angry. We say yes to a favor that we really want to say no to. In other words, we're not really being authentic to ourselves. We're not taking action in the direction that we want to take it in. And so we find ourselves then feeling really frustrated and feeling angry. And then we start to think that it is because of what the other person's doing. But in reality is that we're not really taking the action that we really want to take. In other words, we're really angry about that, not so much of what the other person is doing. And even if we look at look at it from a situation perspective, right? It's not that we're really angry about the situation, is that if we if we set our mind to deal with the situation, then that means that we're gonna have to take action, right? We're gonna have to change the way we are doing things, and we don't want to change the way we're doing things. We want to keep things the way they are because it feels familiar and comfortable. The thing is that we're not really gonna get to where we want to be. We're not gonna be able to feel what we want to feel, which is the opposite of anger, if we continue to not be authentic to ourselves and not honor our needs, and to continue to say yes to things we don't want, and so forth, and not even address our emotions when things are happening that are out of our control and unforeseeable, and so forth. So I get it, I have avoided taking action too. There was a period in my life where I didn't want to take action, and so I didn't. And then there was a period in my life when I said, yes, I'm going to do it, and then I was inconsistent with it. And that's okay, because that was part of the process too, and I needed to go through that. But eventually, right, I got to the point where it was just like, I can't tolerate this anymore. So I didn't really see another way for myself, right? It was like, no, this is something that I need to focus on a daily basis, because if not, I'm going to continue feeling this anger, and ultimately it's because I'm not taking the action, right? I'm not addressing my needs, or I'm not speaking my truth, or there's something that I'm not taking action on that's leaving me feeling empty and angry. So something that, right, we want to think about and consider, right, as to what is it that we bring to the table. And also we want to look at the fear, right? The fear that stops us. When we're going to take action in some direction, we feel a lot of fear. Ultimately, right, we don't just not take the action because we don't want to. We don't take the action because part of us is scared. So we want to address that fear. And we want to arm ourselves, right? We want to arm ourselves with spirit. We want to arm ourselves with tools, cognitive exercises, when I say tools, and bring ourselves out of a pattern that is no longer serving us, bringing us more and more towards the direction that we want to be in. So when I say arm ourselves with spirit, is, create a daily spiritual practice and ground ourselves in the knowing that we don't walk alone. And when I'm talking about cognitive exercises, I mean, there are plenty of them. One simple one that's easy to start is affirmations. Because affirmations, you write down what is it, let's say, that you want, and you read them every day. And it's good to kind of post them all over, write them in your phone and your notes, your reminders, wherever, put stickies around your house, wherever it is that you're going to see it, and read it every day. read it every day, because ultimately what that's going to do is going to start guiding you, right? Reminding you of where you want to go and where you want to be. And when you're not walking in that direction, you're going to feel uncomfortable, and then you're going to start walking in the other direction. In other words, it's going to remind you, right? Oh, I got to take action. There's something different that I need to do in order to get out of this yucky feeling space, right? And to shift from this anger. So before I go any further, I also want to pick a word from my bag of words and see what else I'm inspired to share. Oh boy, I got 3 words. What is this? Let's see. Oh my goodness. Oh, disgust. Okay, let me put that there. Sadness and overwhelmed. Okay, so interesting. Yes. Okay, overwhelmed. I think I'm going to start with that, because overwhelmed is ultimately what we can fear whenever we're considering change. Any form of change is going to make us feel overwhelmed because we're out of our comfort zone, we're out of our routine, and a lot of times we have so much already going on, and when we think of change, we're going to feel really overwhelmed. That's why I would say, start off with something simple, one basic one. It's an affirmation, because if you try to do too much, it may really feel overwhelming. And a spiritual practice, right? And you can do one in the morning, one at night, or both morning and night, and throughout the day as many times as possible is even better. But start somewhere, start simple, even if it's just, 2 to 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and so forth. It's about just starting something new, but also avoiding, right, feeling overwhelmed, where we start to feel discouraged. And disgust and sadness, I'm going to go with disgust next, because disgust, right, is something that we can feel when we're not honoring ourselves. We can feel that frustration, that disgust, and and just even disappointment in ourselves, right, about what we're not doing. And so what we want to also incorporate is self-forgiveness in the process. Remember earlier I said there were times when, right, I didn't want to, do it, and I was trying to avoid, or, doing the work, or I was inconsistent with doing the work. So self-forgiveness is what got me through that, right? I had to allow myself to be human and to have experienced that resistance within myself, right? To notice it, that I was going through a form of resistance, and forgive myself for it, right? So that I can get back up and get back on track. And ultimately, sadness, is what's even underneath anger, right? It's the sadness of what isn't happening, or what isn't taking place, right? We feel sad when we don't honor ourselves, when we're when we are functioning on automatic pilot. Ultimately, right, that's what's underneath all of it. Before we could even feel, the disgust, we feel the sense of sadness from this inaction, and then we start feeling, disgusted and so forth. So we have to be mindful and watchful, right, of emotions that weigh us down and the choices that we make, because our inaction is creating emotions within us. And those emotions can either be positive or negative. And obviously the negative ones make us feel heavy. So the more we focus our mind and ground ourselves on something bigger and greater than ourselves, the stronger and the more capable we're going to feel, the more capable we're going to feel. And we're also going to avoid trying to take shortcuts. We're going to start to realize that we don't need shortcuts. There's really no reason for them. And we don't even really want them, because ultimately we're going to be stronger and better for the work, because we're going to get to learn things about ourselves that we're going to be able to use to make this journey, a smoother one for ourselves, so that we can handle more and more challenges. Or when I say more, not like that we're, trying to call in bigger challenges, but challenges that come up throughout life. When I say more and more, right, as we continue to exist, we're going to experience challenges. And so we want to be that much more aware of ourselves and grounded, and have a way of doing things that supports us in a healthier way and brings us closer to how we really want to feel inside, and brings us closest to living an authentic life, right? And honoring ourselves, so that we don't have to continue saying yes when we don't want to say yes. All right, so I'll end with that. I hope that's helped you in some way, and that you have a beautiful day. If this video has helped you in some way, please hit the like button and subscribe, so that you can be notified of future videos. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.